Today's January 23rd, and a report got leaked from the House Ways and Means Committee of potentially the muni tax exemption being on the chopping block. The way this can be enacted will be in two ways. It could happen retroactively or prospectively. Now, retroactively, this is something of this magnitude is really difficult to enact. So potentially this tax exemption going away on a prospective basis, the probability of that is not non-zero. The TCJA currently carries a price tag of 4 trillion, and chopping muni tax exemption or using that as a pay up kind of gives you, I've seen figures of around $250 billion. So that's not nothing. That's a significant dollar figure anchor to tax exemption prospectively. So how would that be carried forward or really brought into the market? Let's look at the different ways. So the muni calendar for this year, for 2025, is slated somewhere around 520 to 540 billion. Now, if there is a looming deadline on tax exemption, all of that gets pushed forward, and we should see maybe added another 100 billion to that calendar supply, all gets pushed to before the tax exemption deadline comes forward. Fine, that's one way this could play out. The second way would be the existing muni tax exempt bonds in the market. They would start trading at a much tighter spread and become more expensive to own. Okay, now the third way this would play out is munis, lose their tax exempt status. How do they trade? They would trade to a bigger audience now, actually, like other fixed income products like corporates, taxable munis. So anything that trades off the riskless curve, which is the treasury, it would trade like a fixed income product. So that would take care of, the existing bonds. Okay. Now, what does this mean for states and local governments? That means they have to figure out some other way to fund, and their funding cost goes up. So that means maybe a higher sales tax, higher state and local government tax. However, we have until May to really see what are the different possibilities through which the TCJA is funded, and perhaps the tax exemption being on the chopping block is not different than every 4 year where it rears its heads. And as news develops more, we understand more about what's happening with the tax exemption, we here at CDI will share it with you. Thank you for listening.